Well, hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Once again, it's Sunday, so that means it's time for KT time. Except KT is drinking caramel latte right about now. So we do have quite a lot of things to talk about because this has been a very exciting month with a ton of things happening. So, as always, standard disclaimer, during KT time, all the chat is read. However, it is not actively replied to because it is podcast type of format. Any other stream, I do my best to go over all of your messages. However, during KT time, it's time for me to talk. It's time for you to listen. Haha. Here we go. So, welcome everybody, PP, Naya, and JJ, Jacob, Jack Attack, and JS, and everybody else. So I believe it's time we get started, right?
Whoa, KT.
Huh?
We've got some last minute updates we got to talk about.
We do have some last minute kerfuffles to talk about that I didn't write in the title. So I guess we can start with the Shang-Chi Special 1 attack update. And,
Yes.
well, whoever could have seen that one coming, right?
I don't know. I mean, it's probably because you made that video. It's only
It
you that
definitely
knew
is.
about that.
Had I not
It's
made
only
that
you.
video, Shang-Chi would have had his special attack stun loop safe and sound. The video made
It would
all
have
the
never.
difference.
It's you ruined it for
Everybody.
the metal boy, the last metal boy. Now you ruined it for Shang-Chi. I mean, what's wrong with you, KT?
I know. We also did it for She-Hulk and everybody else. So
Oh, that's
if
right. She-Hulk
only,
too. Don't forget about that.
yeah, if only I would stop making videos about broken things.
Yeah, we know it's only you.
Right, but so overall, obviously the change had to happen. You couldn't leave that in game. You couldn't make Shang-Chi be Ronan for every fight where you can stand the opponent. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It just had
That's
to
true.
happen. It just had to happen.
I mean, the truth is, even the change they made to him it doesn't really change him at all, except for you can't do the infinite.
Yeah. It doesn't change. I still dislike the change slightly. I think they should have just made it so that the special one doesn't activate like in block, and then you wouldn't be able to do that reliably.
Yeah, they could have done that, or they could have just said if you've already used your stun, like it doesn't work.
Yeah,
like
something like
within
that.
like
But
10 seconds or something.
but anyhow, the change is not awful in a sense as well. Like I think there were better solutions, but this one is okay. The thing that I didn't like though, is the message itself and the way they presented. Recently, an unwanted playstyle has surfaced. Oh, shut up! That's why you test your champions, right? It's like, and they take like no fault. There is no, I don't know, remorse or no sorry we messed up. It's kind of like you players figured out an unwanted playstyle, so we're changing Shang-Chi so you guys can enjoy him better. No, the truth is
they will never admit they're wrong. They always have to blame us for
yeah, exactly. So the truth is they fucked up, and they should have apologized first beforehand. Now, I don't necessarily think any compensation was like in order. I mean, like it would have been neat if they throw this a bone, but then realistically nobody went for Shang-Chi because of that stun loop kind of thing. But the tone of the message there is just not quite right. They messed it up, and they're just kind of glossing over the fact that like, an unwanted playstyle has surfaced. Gee, I wonder how that could happen.
Yeah, exactly. They just never test.
Yeah. Anyway, so Shang-Chi can't infinitely stun loop anymore. Still an insanely useful champion. I actually ended up using him fair amount in 7.2, even though I still need quite a bit more practice with Shang-Chi. So far, I like him. I like him a lot. Now, I'm not gonna lie. I don't necessarily think that he's gonna fly to the top of the skill list. For instance, Mole turned out to be a lot more useful for 7.2 and stuff like that. So he's one of those champions that looks like insanely useful on paper, and he will be great. But don't be surprised if champions like Falcon and Mole still out edge him. Right, but we still have another Kabam kerfuffle to quickly go over with, right?
Yeah, so if you guys have done epic mods this week and you've already done the parry curse, or let's say you're bringing an apocalypse, an alliance quest for, that lovely horseman ability or anything like that, well, crossfights are kind of broken right now.
Yeah, apparently in Alliance Quest, pretty much all the cross fights are broken and they kind of just disappear after like a fight or so. Like parry curse, for instance,
Yeah.
apparently was functioning only for like a single fight. I actually didn't even notice because when parry curse is on, I just don't parry. I bring in like Ghost and Chorus and just like dash back, intercept the hell out of everything. So
Yeah.
I didn't properly even notice that. But apparently, parry curse was busted this week. Hopefully they fix it, with the week break stuff thing for AQ that we can talk about later. And also, yeah.
Well, it wasn't just AQ. It was just that's where it was most realized because of people doing the epic mods. Really, anything like Mr. Fantastic's crossfights, like I said, not just Alliance Quest, but it's been reported heavily at just Alliance Quest about the Apocalypse Horseman. Once you make someone a horseman, it just disappears after a couple fights.
I can imagine that can be so frustrating, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so
I have used
definitely.
Apocalypse in AQ before, but I typically don't use it.
Yeah.
Still.
I this week I would not be able to use him in my paths, but I could imagine that if you're planning on using him and that's something, it's like holy crap. Man, first it was persistent charges, now you're going with the crossfights. What else you gonna break, KT? What do you think they're gonna break? Huh?
I don't know. What else is there left? What else is there left?
Gee, I don't know.
Synergies. No
Honestly,
synergies work.
I guess they could just make it where your inputs are all reversed all the time.
Or like no synergies are working. Or no champions
yeah,
immune
synergies
to
would be the
anything.
next thing. That's true.
Or
Yeah,
no
or
champion.
pre-fights,
Or
you're not able
all
to
of the
apply
immunities
pre-fights,
are
that's
broken.
happened before.
Because we have had situations
Yeah.
where immunities randomly stop working.
Oh yeah, like you have Warlock and he's bleeding.
Yeah, like Warlock's bleeding or getting
What
poisoned
the-
and stuff like that.
How are you bleeding? You leaking oil, buddy? What the?
Anyways,
Johnny
but
Five,
let's
are you
move
okay?
on from that. Let's move on from that. Like, obviously,
Yeah, so we
as
didn't put it as a
always, every
topic,
single
but
week we have
bugs.
bugs to discuss. But it's okay. It's okay. That's like the tradition right now.
Wait, what's our first topic?
7.2. 7.2 is the first big topic.
When did that come out again?
It came out
Came
exactly
out on-
45 minutes after it was supposed to come out. The bastard.
Oh god damn it! It's a bug. Working as intended.
Oh, I remember, like
Yeah.
all of it, like 90% of the time, or 98% of the time. Start my streams about an hour or so after a new piece of content has dropped. Like, because typically something else comes at the same time. I just want to make a quick video or whatever. For whatever reasons, pending circumstances, vast majority of the time, I end up starting my streams of new content about an hour, typically, after the content comes out.
But this time we were like, let's get started early. Yeah. Let's get live 5 minutes before it drops, and let's go. And hey, wait, where is it? Where's the content? And we waited, and the forums, everybody. It was like as soon as that thing was 30 seconds later, there's 5 posts on the forums. Where's 7.2? Oh my god. So that was interesting in itself, but it also allowed us to fix the stream issues we've been having over the weeks.
Yeah,
so
that's
that
true, and
nice.
it has been it has gotten a lot better. I mean, having like a lot less lag for now. So hopefully, whatever we did there seems to be holding up for now.
I think it's the golden.
Seems to be holding up for now.
Like I said, don't touch anything.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch anything, and seems to be kind of like that, more or less the sweet spot for my PC to be able to handle and connection and everything. Yeah. So for now it seems to be quite okay. So I'm quite happy with that. And yeah, so anyways, eventually we did start the 7.2 about an hour late. It was great time.
Yeah, 40 minutes, but roughly. And you had it done. You completed it all within, I think, 2 hours or just over 2 hours or something like that.
You mean completion? Yeah, it was something like 2 hours.
Completion, yeah.
But
yeah, it was like right at 2 hours. And then you started exploring, and then your crazy ass decided to go 24 hours. But actually, I'm sorry, it was like 23 hours and like 10 minutes. You friggin' 100% the damn thing.
Well, yeah, of course, you have to 100% it as soon as it comes out. Otherwise, what will the trolls comment on? You know what? If I don't explore it early enough, what comments will people leave on my streams and videos about me being a no-life sucker who complains that there's not enough content to play, and I'm an idiot for doing it quickly. If I don't do it quickly, what will those people complain about?
I don't know. They'll always complain about something, but yeah, there's that 100%,
There's that
and
100%.
I can say myself, I've done the initial run through 7.2 as well. I haven't done 100% yet. So I have my thoughts on it too. But overall, and I know kind of, and I'm sure the viewers kind of already know, but for the podcast, what was your overall thought of it?
Oh, I absolutely loved it. I uploaded like a video of just praise, singing the songs of praise for most part. Some people were shocked, like, what the hell? KTea isn't complaining? Yeah, well, that's the point. The things that I do like, and I openly say that I like them, and things that I don't like. Now, obviously, there are a couple of minor issues with the content, but quite interestingly enough, none of those issues are actually with the content. The issues are with Kabam and the way they do things and the rewards, but not with the content. I generally can't fault the content. There wasn't a single boss that I thought, oh, this is so horrible, it's BS, or there wasn't a single lane where I thought, this is an absolute BS. And as a content as a whole, it didn't seem that it has been made, for kids, like too easy, so to speak, because health balls are big. You still needed to know exactly what you are doing, because unless you figured it out well and used exactly the type of champions who have the abilities that you need, you didn't have an easy time. Every single lane, you had to kind of read it, think it, check your roster, figure out what works, try it out, go and do it. And if you did it right, it was easy. If you didn't do such a great job planning, it was significantly harder immediately. So this is type of content which basically lets you, I think that was one of the comments that I got left on one of my videos, where this is a piece of content that lets you basically exchange your brain power for units. If you brain enough, you'll save your units. If you just want to blitz it through and don't think too much, you can with the units. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'll say the only boss I heard people complain a lot about was the platinum pool boss for some reason, which I haven't faced
I
yet,
actually want to
apparently.
upload the specific video for that, because I think a lot of people misunderstand it. The main key aspect there is just to debuff that poop out of that crapper. If you debuff, then he kind of kills himself.
Pretty much, yeah, and I think that's it. I think they don't like the RNG-ness of his
Yeah. I'll be honest, I
buffs
actually kind of hate fighting Blackpool as well myself because of that. Because if he gets that card where he inflicts bleed every time he touches you, or the contact is made or something like that, it's just nasty.
Yeah, there's a few that are just pretty bad, and I kind of feel like that's why they made that champion, just to be RNG nightmare sometimes. But all the fights I didn't feel like any of them were horrible. Like the first chapter I did MODOK, the second one I did Guardian, the third one I believe I did Hitmonkey. Yeah, I did Hitmonkey. Then the fourth one I did what do you call it? Man Thing. Then I did Dragon Man, and of course the Gwen Master was the last one. So I went through kind of the same thing I think you went through, like kind of the same similar paths from your stream. The only difference is on the final path, I did the Angela path that was fun to cheese, which was really cool, that you made a video on. I thought that was really cool. So I used and I had a rank 4 like Sig 80 Angela, and I was like, let me try it. And sure enough, she cut through it like a knife through butter. So hot knife, I should say, through butter. And healed a lot too, so I didn't really have to use too much on that. Gwen Master compared to the Grandmaster, I think, is a more fine-tuned fight. It's like taking the idea of the Grandmaster and kind of making tweaks to make it a little bit more understandable. The only problem I had, and we kind of talked about this personally, but the only problem I had was the timer. I felt like I was being super aggressive, and she was not being as libertary with her throwing over specials, which would slow down the time, and then I'd get like right towards the end of the mission or the stage and get KO'd or knocked down a bunch of health and have to start over because she got her special too, because I didn't do the last bit quick enough. That's the only thing. I wish it was like another just 5 more seconds, and I feel like I could see more people not having as much issue with it. But
Yeah, well, the
and
thing
then
with Gwen
there's
Master here, the thing, anybody who jumped straight up in kind of got the short end of
yeah,
the stick because
right,
90%, well, maybe not 90, but 70% of the fight against Gwen Master is knowing exactly what you have to do. And
right,
it's a lot of text. It's easy to get confused. It's easy to get lost, especially when I was like doing my initial completion stream. I was like, F that, I don't need to read,
yeah. We
which I
just had to
did. I
wing it.
definitely needed to read. I didn't read enough. That was a big mistake. Don't do that at home. But obviously now, a couple days later, there are guides, there are examples. People know exactly the fight, which is like one of my couple of complaints about
Yeah,
how Kabam does things.
we
This
should
piece of
have.
information should have been available beforehand. Because
Yeah,
quite
we should
honestly,
have
if you
seen
just take
videos on
the
our
like
faces.
amount of text Gwen Master has in her abilities, I spent about, I don't know, 5-8 minutes reading the notes, reading everything else, and I was like halfway done, and I was like, you know what? Like I can't right now. It's just too much. It's just too friggin' much to read initially. And
Yeah,
it might sound like a
yeah,
spoiled thing, but I genuinely do not think it would have been for detriment of anyone at all whatsoever if they had released the abilities beforehand. Like, similar situation would have been with Grandmaster, but Grandmaster's abilities got leaked, and we had these videos where we had, like, that wasn't Kabam's doing, but then whoever was data mining had data mined the Grandmaster boss. So we were aware of what we will have to do by the time content came out. This time, nobody, as far as I'm aware, anyways, properly leaked it, or at least it didn't make the rounds around the community. And anybody kind of like going straight at it was just met with like a huge bible of text, which was
and
kind of it just could have been avoided. That's the point. It just could have been avoided.
well, this is what I want to say. It's kind of doing a disservice to people because I think you're kind of the same way I am. Where yeah, we can read and we can comprehend if we want to take the time to do that, but more people are a visual, not
Yeah.
a like read or or have to be told. They want to see it.
Yeah,
See
exactly.
what it is they're dealing. And I'm definitely a kind of person I like to see things versus just given the information. And so that's why I think they could have done a lot better, or they could have even released the information as text so people could have broken it down that do know how to construct that. Like I hated word problems in school with math because I just couldn't visualize it. It was annoying. But yeah, and the only thing I had issues with was and I spoke to this and this is apparently a bug, but like I'd be going through the phases with Gwen Master and I'd get to the tech phase and I'd get KO'd and I'd go back in right away and then all of a sudden she's back at the Emma phase again and I'm like, wait a minute, I was down to tech. What the so that was kind of annoying. Because I had most trouble with the MFAs sometimes. I got used to it by the end, but
yeah, the MFA is one of the kind of like biggest things to realize. You don't actually need to wait that special, and you can just block it all the time,
yeah,
except when she has 4 promises, and then it gets a lot less confusing. But yeah, needless to say, guys, if you are listening, that there is guide that I uploaded going through every phase, how to do it, and all that other stuff. So if you
I'll
are
be
still
honest,
struggling with the fight, then there is help out there for sure. There have been a bunch of solos
yeah.
uploaded. I have a full guide as well. So yeah, there is that.
I went through all of the chapters except for the final chapter, and I was gonna wait till Alliance Quest was over for the week, but when you released that guide, I was like, and after that, like before that, you had released the Angela Cheese path. I was like, you know what, I can do it without my top champ. So I was even going in with like mostly my B team, and I still felt like I did it okay. Now I used a lot more revives than I wanted to, but that's more because I think I was getting frustrated. And there were some times when I did a revive and like went in and just I didn't even get a hit on her, and it was like just a waste of revive because I was just frustrated.
Yeah, when you get
But
tilted, it's always a good idea just to take your phone away from yourself and go for
yeah,
a walk
I
or
should have.
have a banana or
I
whatever. I don't know.
and I've said it, and I've said it to other people before, but it's hard to do it. It's hard to follow your own advice, even when you know it's good advice,
Yeah.
because you're just like, you
Yeah,
just want
I
to
know
get it
exactly
done.
what you just feel compelled to finish it.
Yeah. Plus, I had a small boost on there, and I just didn't want it to have to use another one. And I was like, it's one of those things. You feel like you're in a time crunch too.
But
So
all in
anyway,
all, I
long
must
story
say,
short,
in general, because
good.
here's the main thing in between Grandmaster's fight and Grandmaster fight. Well, Grandmaster had his like phases from that percent health to that percent health to that percent and
Yeah.
stuff like that, And Gwen Master is just basically just a cycle. It doesn't matter her health bar; she can be in any of the phases depending on how much damage you do and how well you do and stuff like that. And I liked Gwen Master fight more than I did Grandmaster fight, for the main reason of Gwen Master being shorter fight. Because unless
it's a shorter fight.
Yeah.
And well, I was gonna say, and it's also like your first time playing, you skipped the tech phase on accident because you did so much damage.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
So it's definitely great.
Yeah, but in general, I personally thought that Gwen Master is easier, more fun. So, by kind of like my definition, probably a better fight. Now, I appreciate Grandmaster fight for what it is, and it feels more appropriate because it's kind of like the culmination, the final fight of Act 6. But for like a mid-chapter quest fight, I think Grandmaster fight is close to a perfect kind of like a boss fight because, yeah, it's relatively painless. It's quite fun. It's interesting. It's different, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. And again, I understand that there will be people who obviously maybe have a bit of a skill cap, might be struggling a bit more, but trust me, with a bit of practice, it's not that bad. And one of the cool things about Gwen Master fight was that you could pretty much fully utilize your knowledge about the other matchups, you know? Even that counter heavy with heavy thing is how you fight against Iron Man Finty War most of the time, unless you have like the perfect counter. Like that invisible shield mechanic, you're accustomed to it. And things like that, you know what I mean? Like
like I said, the only thing I think I don't like is I feel like it's a little too short time-wise to get those phases because sometimes you're at the mercy of the RNG.
I think most of the time
right, but it's whenever the AI decides to not throw a special and you're trying to bait it.
Well, that will happen, but I don't think that happens too often. And what's the best I say?
Happened to me.
I think that was
it happened during the what do you call it? Not the Invisible Woman phase, the Killmonger, the second phase. I think I had the most problem with that because she would not throw a special, and I was trying to get her down, and you can't throw specials, and it was
again, I think that might have been according to your own self-admissions because you're quite tilted. Because on a fight structure level, I like that added element of forcing you to be aggressive and moving pronto, not playing passively. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like I'm such an aggressive player already, and I felt like I was doing more aggressive playing than I've ever done, and I still was and it was only really that phase that I felt like the worst because I used Nick Fury, and when I used Nick Fury, like especially the Invisible Woman phase, I didn't give a shit because he just destroyed her even when she was invisible. It didn't matter. And he was one of my MVPs. Him and Professor X, I think, did the most damage.
Yeah, Nick
on
was
my team,
overall
and
my
I finished
MVP
off with
as well,
Doom.
I think, for her.
Yeah, I think between Nick, Doom, and Professor X, I did pretty good. But Professor X could kind of screw you too because if he gets his channeling charges up to 100, it'll lock her special and that'll screw you over on that first bit. Yeah, the bit of echo we can fix. It's just KT's gonna turn me down a little bit. But anyway, yeah, so that's it. But overall, I felt like it was a pretty fair fight. If they fix the bug, I think it'll be a lot. But I do think that if they could give 3 to 5 seconds more per phase, like of the timer, I think it would be a lot more balanced. But that's just me.
Yeah,
overall,
I have no issue with the timer. On a personal, I have like zero problem with the timer.
Yeah,
I had time run out on me a couple of times.
Yeah.
But that is when I realized that I was playing too cautiously or it was playing wrong. And obviously there were times when she didn't want to throw her like special attack stuff like that. But that again, I don't know. It kind of added to the urgency and the excitement of the fight when you were not just trying to accomplish a mission but trying to do it fast. And
let me ask
the
you this.
forced fast pace of the fight made it feel more kind of like fun for me personally.
Well, let me ask you this. If those times that you did have the time run out, do you feel like another 3 to 5 seconds would have stopped that time from running out for you?
It's not about whether it would have stopped for me. I felt as if I was doing something wrong, so I deserved to get KO'd because of the time running out. Like, you know what I mean? Because the fight wasn't the fight didn't feel right or didn't feel smooth, and that's when the timer ran out, and only then the timer ran out. And when I adjusted the way I played, it didn't. And that kind of like to me felt rewarding that I I didn't necessarily mess up, but I wasn't, let's say, fluid enough. I wasn't in, let's say, my MCOC flow state, whatever, and I got punished for that. And then I came back and I fixed it, and I overcame it, and quite often I had more than half the time left when like everything goes well.
You see, I would agree with that, except for I felt like whenever the bug happened to me and it started repeating, and I got back to that skill phase with the Killmonger stage, that I knew what to do. I had it down, no problem. And it's just like I'd be 4 hits away, and she'd go to a special 2 and kill me because I was 4 hits away, and I felt like I was going ham. I was unblockable. I was doing everything I was supposed to, and just so I don't know. I mean, it's just again. Without recording it, without seeing it, I mean, obviously, if I recorded it, I would have been able to go back and look at it.
Yeah, I wanted to say, like, I'm kind of quite sure if you had it recorded and we could, like, actually go over it, you would probably notice,
I mean,
slight mistakes. Because I make plenty of slight mistakes in these fights as well. You could see, even when I was posting guidance, like, I got tagged by, like, 3 or 4 combos and stuff. So, often when you're in it, when you're having fun, when you're thinking about it, you don't notice maybe some missed opportunity, or maybe you thought you were going ham, but you were going ham with 5-hit combos instead of doing a 3-hit combo, dash back 2-hit combo, and pausing the timer in between, because that is also a big thing, because you only pause it for like 3 seconds. And if you ever throw a full combo, then even a little bit, but still the time expires in between you dropping a combo, her dropping a special attack, and you punishing it. So instead of doing that, you always pretty much have to make sure that you don't do more than 4-hit combo, and like, you know, the 2-hit combo, 3-hit combo, dash back.
Yeah, I was gonna say towards the end, I actually found out 4-hit combo was actually too many. It'd be better to do like a 3 or something.
Yeah, I was typically doing like 3 4-hit combos for most part, never 5s. And thank you very much, Sendar. Appreciate, man. And this isn't a regular stream, but I'm sure glad that you made it.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for the donation.
But so overall, as a piece of content, I really did enjoy it. And you know what?
Yeah.
I like the thing that I like most about it, because opponents are stacked and obviously they're no joke. But most of the time, there are maybe like 5 lanes where you don't get help. Out of 36 lanes, about 30 lanes actually let you improve on your damage output in one way, shape, form, or another. And I like that.
You posted the surfer video for, I forgot what chapter it was, but then
that surfer thing works in like 6 lanes because there's a ton of energy adoption nodes around.
Right, yeah. So it's kind of cool to see that, because there's a lot of these champs, and I like that it's balanced towards some of these champs they've also reworked, or that we've had out for a while that some people didn't see the value in.
Yeah.
But they may be ranking them up for prestige or other reasons. There's definitely...
It's like iHulk was one of the stars here.
I was pissed because I'm like, I'm not going to rank up my 5-star iHulk, but I want a 6-star, and I keep pulling new 6-stars, but they're all trash 6-stars, and I'm like, why can't I get some of the new ones? Seriously.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely
like,
think
you use the champions that you have, and like I had the similar feeling where I kind of really wanted to have some champions ranked to try them out. Like, I don't know, Piggy for the power sting path, but obviously I had Mr. Fantastic, so it worked out just fine. And that's what I also like. There wasn't a single lane where you had to have a champion or 2. You always had the bare minimum, like a handful of options. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's why I'm looking forward to going back through some of when I'm going through exploration, going back and trying some of these like with different champs I would never have normally brought. Like, again, Spider Pig is a good one because I have him as a rank 5-star. You know, there's Havoc did a lot of great things. I'm just thinking off the top of my head. There's a lot out there. Obviously, Surfer, Angela.
Kingpin.
I just think
apparently
Kingpin,
Crossbones is one of the champions I really did want to.
I don't have him ranked.
But I just don't have him ranked up. I only have a 5-star rank 4 or 6-star rank 1, and obviously when I have a choice in between using 6-star rank 3 or 6-star rank 1, I'm gonna go with the rank 3 champions. So Crossbones is one of the champions I can really want to get ranked up because of these pieces of content, and Kingpin is next one.
Yeah.
So we have Kaliba coming in with a generous fiver as well. Thank you very much, Kaliba.
What's up, KT? Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we're doing absolutely wonderful. 7.2. It genuinely felt like step above 7.1. Like 7.1 was great. Everybody liked 7.1. It was one of the best pieces of content released in the game. 7.2 somehow managed to feel even better.
Yeah, I want to say I liked it. I was worried with the beta that it was going to be worse than 7.1, but they tweaked the things in the beta. And I don't remember what it was exactly, but there were some things in the beta I didn't like. And I wish I would remember. I didn't spend as much time as I wanted to in it because I was during the whole freeze thing I had to deal with and I'm still dealing with. But I will say that this felt like, again, an involving an evolution. Sorry, let me think here. Evolution of the game in regards to the axe. Instead of feeling like it's punishing, it feels like it's challenging you to think differently, to utilize all your champs you have, to utilize champs and maybe rank up champs that you hadn't seen the value in, but you're learning how to use those champs. I kind of feel like it's showcasing different champions that maybe aren't the ones that get ranked up a lot. Like Hulk, for a great example. I don't think a majority of players that have him, even as a 6-star, have him ranked up.
Yeah,
And the fact that you have been able to showcase how well he does on certain paths already is maybe getting more people to think about seriously considering ranking him up and maybe using him more. When he was originally released, we all looked at him as a dud champion and we thought iBomb was the better champion. Now, granted, I still think iBomb is the better champion, but I put him more on an even playing field than back in November when they were released.
Yeah, and as far as 7.2 is concerned, I think iHulk was the more useful one of the two. Like, it's kind of like everybody said strifes like the everybody strifes all this, strifes all that. But fact of the matter is that iHulk is miles better for 7.2 than strife, let's say.
Yeah.
Just to dunk a bit more on strife. Thanks, Messiah.
Well, but it's
Messiah,
true. Because
today's KTea time is actually quite busy with super chat. So thank you very much, Messiah.
Yeah, thank you guys. But yeah, I mean, I will say that's something like everybody was looking forward to Strife coming out, but nothing did I see. I mean, I'm sure there's maybe a fight or two that he is okay with here, but I don't think any of the fights were really tailored for him. It was really tailored for more of the hidden gems, as I guess what I would like to call.
I suppose so. But
champions.
but nodes themselves, even if you didn't have like a hidden gem champions, like this node alone made the path quite fun. Now, this wasn't the easiest path or anything like that, and it was sometimes a bit frustrating, but this combination where if you bring in a villain champion, basically opponents have a timer where, no, it's not a timer. Whenever a buff expires on an opponent, then every opponent has some sort of buff there. And whenever a buff expires, you have like 3 seconds to land a heavy attack, and if you do, then opponents get a falter placed on them. If you don't, you get a falter placed on them, which is not the biggest deal. You can just pause and fight it out. So you can either ignore all of these nodes or play around them, but if you force opponents to miss with this particular falter, you gain like permanent fury buffs, and you could stack up like 30, 40 furies and villains, and interactions like this is what we need. Again, you can use any villain champion for it. Like, first of all, you can use any champion and just ignore and play around the falter, right? So you can use any champion. Then you can use any villain champion to stack a ton of furies on top of you and make it easier for you. And that entire design philosophy where it's pretty much open to most of the champions in game on a base surface level, and then it's super rewarding for a select group. And then there's typically a handful of kind of like hero champions that really benefit from these mechanics. You know what I mean? It just felt such a good layered piece of content where almost none of the lanes force you in a very shallow group of champions. Most of the lanes, if need be, if you have very few champions, you can get by this. Like, you can literally use, I don't know, Iron Patriot in this lane, and he will do well. If you don't want to use a villain, you can use a hero champion, and you can play around, right? You don't even need to counter that miss mechanic. So this lane in itself, like, I look at it as a bit of a workout, because you can use a mercenary or a hero champion and just play around the falter, right? Just drop that heavy attack every time opponents have a buff expiring, and that's it. And play normal, no real punishment there. It just requires you to play well. Or you can counter the falter buff and just ignore the nodes. Any champion that counters miss, just go ahead and use it. Or you can lean into the node and significantly benefit from it. And it's just cool. It feels rewarding. It feels great. It's
Yeah, I want
so
to say that I don't think I ended up taking this path, but I did consider taking it as my first path going through, and I was looking at it, and I thought to myself even that um, that it's almost a reminder of when they did the variants, the 2 variants ago, when it was all villain variant. It was kind of like a mini version of that,
a
but with
bit,
different nodes.
but yeah. So
Yeah, it was very good.
in
I
general,
liked
it's
it.
very tricky for me to see how Kabam will up their own game. Honestly, I don't. What's the best I'd say? If Kabam makes 7.3 better / more enjoyable than they did 7.2, I will be awed in disbelief.
Yeah, I will tell you, there's one thing I know about 7.3 almost 100%. I'm pretty much 98% on it.
New title?
That well, yes, I do think we're probably gonna get a new title, but number 3, or number 2 to that, number 3, 7.3, I think will have another variation of Gwen Pool as a boss.
I think it was meant to be Kang, no?
What was that?
I think it was meant to be Kang.
You think so?
Well, 1 second. If we jump to the dev diary, we pop to the top. Chapter 3 is already underway with plans for new nodes, new bosses, and a return to the contest's oldest adversary.
It'd probably be the last one. I thought he'd be
Contest's
number 4.
oldest adversary is Kang, as Kang is the first big boss, like specific boss. Like storyline wise, Kang is the first big bad.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping. I forgot they said that. I was hoping he would be in chapter 4 as the final. Like, but I guess they could bring him in 3.
Think, you know what I think they might do, to be honest?
Oh, I figured out what you were about to say. Go ahead.
Yeah, because chapter 3, I think, is going to be Kang, and chapter 4 is going to be like Iron Lad or alternate version of Kang, because, you know, that whole time travel.
That's what I was just thinking. I was like, you're right. That's what they'll do. They'll bring in old Kang first, and then when we defeat him, he'll bring in new and improved Kang. We'll take over the new timeline.
Also, I want to see what kind of role Maestro Overseer is going to play when he gets released.
Yeah, if they do him right, I have a feeling he may be really good for 7.3.
Yeah, well.
Because think about it, they're about to do the beta 7.3. He's coming out.
Yeah, so they're probably tuning something in accordance to him.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, that was 7.2. I don't know. Anything else you want to say wrapping it up?
No, all in all, again, the rewards is the biggest downfall of the piece.
Yeah.
Honestly. And it's not that the rewards are like awful. They're not. They're really not. The content that awards you 100% of Tier 5 Last Catalyst, of whom 25% you can select. Tier 5, Tier 3 Alpha, and Tier 6 Basic, that was pathetic amount. That was like the shittest thing ever, because they even sold in the completion offer more Tier 3 Alpha than they gave for completing and exploring the content. That is an extremely poor taste. I have not a single good thing to say to Kabam about how they are starting to introduce Tier 3 Alphas and Tier 6 Basics. I honestly feel disgusted by them in that aspect. They should be.
Yeah, do you remember a couple days ago they had that? Like, I think you could do it 3 or 4 times, that $100 offer, and it was for Tier 3 Alpha. It was more than what they gave in the rewards too. It was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, exactly.
The only
$200 got you more. No, actually, $100 got you more than exploring 7.2.
The thing I was upset about when it came to the rewards in chapter 2 was the severe lack of current resources, as much as I think there should have been. I think there should have been a lot more Tier 2 Alpha, just because we've been, while there's ways for us to get it easily now, and it has gone down if you want to pay for it in price. What's that?
But you need so many of them.
Yeah, you need so many, so why not, if you're going to give...
Shut up and take my money!
And huge thank you to Ultimate Mediocre Player.
And Tier 6 Basic. Yeah.
But yeah, I'll take a look at Terex again, but I know that he's quite fun now. I know that he's quite fun and that he can special spawn stuff like that. I have few alliance mates with the rank 3. Unfortunately, I only have the 5-star. But I'll take a look at him again.
Oh, he also has a really mean rap. He has. An
Oh yeah, he
amazing
has a
rap,
mean
too,
rap
that he
now.
can do.
Yes, we
Yeah,
are
the-
Terex
yeah.
Big Bucks or something
Big
like
Kid
that.
Scotty, shout out.
Yeah, shout out to
Big
Big
Kid
Scotty. Upload someone if somebody can drop a link, I wouldn't mind that at all. Go check out his videos; they're quite fast.
Here, I got it. I'll take care of it.
Yeah,
But
just drop it in the
you guys.
chat.
But
But
let's
yeah,
talk
okay,
about.
so
Let's talk
let's
about the
move
next
on.
thing. What
Let's
do we got?
move on for 7.2. As I said, the rewards are the weakest point, where the rewards are not necessarily awful in terms of what they give to you. But the problem is, number one, they look extremely shit because there's zero progression from 7.1, and that just feels crap. Never, ever, ever should Kabam ever do that again. Ever.
Yeah,
Makes them
I don't
look
think they should.
awful, stingy as a company. And just like a
Yeah, it definitely does.
bad, out of touch company. And number two, the rewards also feel quite flat. There are valuable things in them, but when you explore it, there's like no great sense of having been well rewarded. You know what I mean? It's kind of like
it doesn't feel like
you explore it and you get the resources, but
as great.
yeah, exactly. Like especially like if you don't get like very lucky with those couple, because you realistically you get what 19,000 6-star shards and like a 6-star nexus, so that's like 2 crystals that you can open. Okay, let's be generous, 3 crystals that you can open, and everything else is just like that's about it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And,
it's just something they should improve on.
yeah.
I think the next one should be very much bigger than what the rewards were now. Like,
Yeah.
if anything they take away from this, they've got to boost them quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Even if it's only exploration primarily. Exploration, that's fine. Just boost the shit out of them. Seriously.
Yes.
So now moving on, we've got some fun stuff.
Yeah, we are getting some break time though, and there will be some changes in both of the team game modes. So
yeah, which I'm fine with break, because last time we had it impromptu when they messed up, it wasn't too bad.
yeah, I know. It's kind of well. Here's the thing though, on a personal level, I'm the type of person who I would rather play Alliance Quest so I can earn the rewards that I normally do than take their scuffy second meant to be the compensation, which is like extra glory. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I understand. Like this week, they upped the rank rewards, which honestly, I think they should just keep that permanently anyway. That's
no, it's too much glory, man. Like objectively, it's just too much.
I know. Well, they should. They maybe not keep as much of it, but like tweak it higher than what it was, but lower than what this is.
Yeah, I know.
But
like if they could increase the glory
have...
slightly, that would be greatly appreciated. But 10,000 is too much, man, from this alone. Because
it definitely makes you have to spend it because you only have 15,000 you can do unless they raise that limit too.
I mean,
but what
fantastic
I was going to say
and all that, but it seems busted.
Right, but why the glory is increased, which I appreciate.
I'm still missing out on a ton of stuff.
Rank rewards were not.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I'm still missing out on a ton of stuff.
In addition to that,
because
of rank rewards not being increased, well, we're missing another week, and this is going to be the second time in a month's time that we're missing out on a lot of T5CC that we would get from that.
Exactly. That's kind of like the main point. It's not just Tier 5 CC, it's also like the Tier 5 Basics and Tier 12.
Tier 5 Basic, yeah.
And, yeah, no, like, what's the best way to put it? I'm not at the point where I'd like, I don't know, fake my outrage for missing AQ or anything like that.
Yeah.
But I'd much rather would have taken the opportunity to do Alliance Quest and earn what I normally earn.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel too. However, I will say it's nice that it's coinciding with the end of War Season as well, because basically War Season ends on Tuesday. You know, the rewards come out on Wednesday for everybody. Well, Alliance Quest ends on Tuesday. So where Alliance Quest would normally start up on Friday for everyone, it's just going to have a week off. So we'll have 7 or 9 days off. I think we're going to have 9 days off because it'll be
something
2
like
plus
that,
5 plus 2.
So,
yeah, so
but having a break, I know most of the people like having a break. And
I'll tell you that
most
week,
of the people
I got
love
some good
this.
sleep that week.
Yeah.
You know,
and that is basically due to them implementing these changes to Alliance Quest, where you're going to have your officer tools, where you're going to be able to select the entire week. So it's good for It's good for officers going forward.
Well, it's even good for players. Think about how many times some player has probably had to ask someone to start Alliance Quest because someone forgot.
Yeah, that too. But Alliance Quest will start automatically, and you can select the plans. And they're going to be changing something else, aren't they? Or just this? I don't remember. Will they be changing something else?
I believe this is the only thing they're doing this time. Like, as of right now, they're doing just the officer tools, really, and I think they're going to really change more stuff when Map 8 comes out, or right before Map 8 comes out. I don't think they're doing any more other than the officer stuff right now. That's why it's such a big change, though. That's why they're making sure they take it down so they can get it done and not have like what they normally have happen, 2 days off, and then it starts up and something's wrong and they have to shut it down and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, so...
Hey, congrats, KT.
Thanks. That was a... I found out that I can put up about 110 to 120 million without using refreshes and boosts and stuff like that with my roster, so that's kind of cool. Because I definitely missed out on about 5 to 10 million from my 5 stars by not running them fully a couple of times, and I never run them 3 times a day. He went very low. Oh.
That's still... You still got 29, so I wouldn't be worried.
Yeah, I know. I wonder how low did he go for? I wonder how low.
110 apparently is Integral saying.
Oh, and Immortal Abomination 110. Cool.
So you could have probably gone. You could have got him for.
Well, I would have put.
You could have got him
the
first round.
But I'll go for him next round.
There you go. But still, congratulations on that little side note.
Thank you. So yeah, with the Alliance Quest, Alliance Quest we basically kind of covered it. Where we're just getting a week off.
It's really just Alliance. It's Alliance officer tools. It's going to really help, and just make things run a little bit smoother. I think that's going to be the biggest thing. They're going to increase the rewards this week, obviously from milestones. So that way, you'll be able to do it. So this is the week to make sure you guys don't mess up, please.
Yeah, and we also have last war of Alliance War season, and after this Alliance War season, we're gonna have a 4-week off season. And during this off season, here's the thing: I do predict them posting changes for Alliance War at some point next week, because they typically post it as soon as the season ends. So Wednesday or Thursday, I expect them to announce the changes to Alliance War details, like whether we're gonna have new global nodes and the defensive tactics and maps might change and all that other stuff. There will definitely be changes coming.
Right.
And we're gonna
I think it's
probably find out details. Exactly what is going to happen with Alliance War towards the end of next week, but we already know quite a lot.
Yeah. We know the big thing I'm really happy about is the immediate things, the 6 energy and reducing the time to 45 minutes. That's long overdue.
Oh yeah, that's so long overdue. It really is.
That should have been done when they did it with Alliance Quest. I can't believe that it took them it's been 2 years or a year and a half at least since they did that Alliance Quest. The undo button, obviously that's semi-new in Alliance Quest, but it's been very helpful.
We have legitimately lost wars.
Yeah.
And we lost war this season. It was the war that we lost kind of was the final straw for ASR in this season because of this wrong path issue. Somebody accidentally mistapped. And then that kind of basically put us out of top 3 mindset for this season. So if that change had happened, let's say one season earlier, we would probably be running for top 3 right now. But because we lost the war purely due to that, and then lost also several points because we left nodes for the opponents and stuff like that, it was just a bit of a shit show. So I'm quite happy to see that change. I actually personally don't think I have ever had that issue, but I'm definitely happy for we were winning 3-0 a war against Kenobi, and somebody just went to the wrong path, and that's it. And it didn't matter anymore because we would leave like 2 or 3 champions up, and that means we were immediately behind, even though we were winning like 3-0 and end up losing.
Yeah, and that's what sucks. I mean, hard to make up those points.
Yeah, it was
whenever it's so
impossible.
many points for
In
left
tier 1 wars, it's
defenders.
impossible. It's not hard. It's impossible.
Well, yeah, it's definitely impossible. It's just, yeah, it's hard other places. Tier 1, it's impossible.
Yeah.
But so that'll be nice. Obviously, they're gonna adjust the top 3 where there'll be less people in the top 3 tiers now,
Yeah.
and making tier 3 challenger difficulty.
Yeah,
is
so
what they
it
said,
means
which is
easier
nice.
nodes, a bit easier nodes, not
Yeah.
that much of a difference, but still a bit easier.
And then loyalty store, just saying that.
Oh,
they're
that's a
gonna
big
allow the
change. That's a
Alliance War
big change
boosts.
because, well,
Yeah.
again, on a personal level, my alliance
Mhm.
officers are probably a bit pissed off at me, but I use less 3-minute boosts that they want me to use. And it's not that I'm trying to be like cheap or anything like this. Most of the time I'm like, man, I'll probably be fine. And it is fine. But I don't use those boosts nowhere near enough.
Yeah.
As I should. But not
I've
having
used
to wait.
them. I will say I've used them less this season than I did other seasons towards the end of the season, because you get to a point where you're pretty much locked into a certain thing,
Yeah,
and it's
I know what you
like
mean.
it'd just be wasting them at this
Yeah.
point in time. Unless you just have a difficult fight you don't want to die to, you know.
Yeah, but that also. But here's the thing: it might have adverse effect because I was always one of those people when everybody was crying that they're out of indestructible boost or power stat boost. I always had like 4 or 5 because I hardly ever used them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And I like that, and I perceived that to be a strategic advantage, which was part of the reasoning why I didn't use those boosts lightly. If I used the 3-minute boost, there was always a very, very, very good reasoning to it. And most of the time, whenever majority of the tier 1 players were complaining on Twitter to Kabam that indestructible boost hasn't been there for like 3 weeks or something like that, part of me secretly were kind of like, suckers, you're gonna die now, you know? It's like, but
Yeah,
I won't
exactly.
because I have them. And this kind of will take that away from me. So unfortunately, I do think that this is a quality of life improvement from a sense that it's much more convenient for everybody, but at the same time takes a little bit away from the resource management strategy point of an alliance war. You know what I mean?
Little bit. Here's my reasoning why I think it won't be as much as you think, unless people are just hoarding a bunch of loyalty. 1, loyalty is a very finite resource. We don't get a lot of it very much at all. And 2, there are going to be limits on these. And then 3, not everybody's going to be able to afford these if they buy them a lot, because those are still going to remain probably the same prices. And I don't see them making any more changes to giving us more loyalty. At least they haven't announced that yet.
Yeah.
So it's still going to be,
yeah.
if people
there
use
is
those
that,
a lot,
but
they're going to run out.
Still, at the same time, I understand what you mean, that you can't just use them for every single fight. Probably because they're probably going to be like a limit of 2 or 3 or something like that. It's perfectly fine again.
Yeah.
But still, if they are becoming significantly more easy to access, because vast majority of the time loyalty is less of an issue than actually having them for most players. Because in tier 1, like, I don't genuinely know any person who actually uses loyalty for anything besides these boosts. And only these boosts.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
like they
AQ
don't
and
even
everything
use them
else
for
we just pay
revives?
with gold.
They don't even use revives like for like Alliance Quest or anything?
No, we don't. Like, okay, let me show you the in-game. It's not like, first of all, tier 1, in war, you use 1 revive a season, maybe. Or 2 revives.
Well, right, I'm not talking about war. I'm talking more about Alliance
Quest.
Yeah.
And I can show you my personal situation, because again, Alliance Quest, it's not like it's that hard. I
but it's just
constantly
sometimes...
like, I can show you, let's say, my revive situation here. Where's the Alliance revives?
Usually I think in the middle. You just passed them, I think. They're in the middle.
Did I? Maybe. I have both of the lower ones expiring, so you see they're maxed out.
Yeah.
And here I have like three of them like set to expire. So no.
Well,
like in tier 1 wars, loyalty is pretty much exclusively used to buy the gray and power boost, and that's about it. Nobody really buys revives with it. Nobody really buys anything else with loyalty.
sometimes I'll buy some of the level 1s, but level 2s I'm usually topped up on because of the Summoner Advancement, which I know we don't have on the list, but that definitely needs to be updated
Oh
as
yeah.
well.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that hasn't been updated in 5 years easily.
Yeah. Summoner Advancement is so pointless.
I mean, the only thing I look forward to is just getting revives if I've used some that week. I'm like, oh, I can get a couple more revives, I guess. And I can
Well,
play
yeah.
a little bit
That's
looser.
where I get the rewards that I have expiring now.
Yeah, that's where they come from.
Yeah,
I know.
that
That's the only
is
place you can get
definitely
level 2s unless you're paying like 40,000 loyalty, which is
yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, I know the pricing in loyalty store is just stupid as well. But yeah, no, in general. So first of all, a lot of people will enjoy this little bit of break because let's face it, Kabam has this month put quite a lot of content on us. Now, if all the start of the month was start of the year was extremely dull and not much to do, as in like first 3 months were absolutely dead. In March, we started to get the variant, which again didn't take long for most people to explore. But then this month we
took
had
me
the
2
Korean
days.
challenges, we had the 7.2, and then we still have the monthly event quests, side events, and whatever else to do, right? So I think a lot of
Right.
people will really enjoy this prolonged period where you just don't have to worry about anything alliance related. Off season lasts for 4 weeks where you don't need to focus on anything there at all. Join war, don't join war. I'm sure nobody's gonna get too upset for most alliances. Like I hope ASR tries to do wars at least semi-seriously or seriously, just to get the practice in
Yeah.
and stuff like that, and not to get rusty. That's
Well,
what
and
we
maybe
have been
they'll
trying.
change. They could change the nodes and such too,
Yeah,
which would be
exactly,
nice
just
to
to
get
get practice in.
in.
But no alliance quest for a week, and I think it's gonna be quite a lot. Just refreshing too.
I wish
Chill a
the
bit.
command would do this once a month, or
I
maybe
think
not
once a month
but
would
once
be
a
a bit too
quarter.
much, but let's say once a quarter.
Yeah, once a quarter would be perfect. Like once a quarter, have war and alliance quests, like have an extended
Extra
break,
week
give a
off or
little bit
something.
more of the milestones for everything, and then
Well, with
just.
war, I'm the type of person who finds 2 weeks off season too long most of the time. I'd be fine with a week of off season.
It does feel
I
a little
know
long,
that I'm
but
in
if you're trying to
minority there.
replace players, it's actually well needed.
Yeah,
Especially when there's alliance quests normally
I know.
going on, because you want to kind of time it,
Yeah, I know, I understand.
But yeah, I know what you mean. 2 weeks does seem like a lot. I do like doing wars in the off season. Just again, you get loyalty.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll get some rewards. It's always shards, and I always take shards.
Yeah.
Especially because you get 6-star shards the higher.
Yeah, exactly.
So
and what I like in off-season wars, because I can just bring in like Yankee matchups and just have a bit of fun.
Yeah, I was gonna say you can also try out if you've been looking to try.
Yeah,
some
like I'm waiting for
off-season
to try and use my Punisher 2099 against Apocalypse boss, for instance.
Yeah, stuff like that. Just have fun. Try different. If there's a path you're a little rusty on, you get to try a different path. If there's bosses you normally don't take because you don't normally have the best counter, but you want to try a different counter, like you were saying. There's all kinds of things that's good to do in the off season. A lot of people don't.
Yeah.
So it hopefully
but whatever floats your boat. If you want to completely forget about Lions game modes, you can do that. If you want to do whatever. But
I think
anything else you wanted to add?
I was just gonna say, I think that most people, if you're in the right alliance, you agree with what your alliance does in the off season or what they're gonna do, and I'm sure you'll have insight on it too. But yep, that's it for Alliance War and Alliance Quest. But we do have some more stuff going on.
We have a couple
Anything else you wanted to add?
last things to discuss here.
Yeah,
which is going to be
a year late.
a year late.
Let's
start this year late. Summer of Pain. Summer of Pain starts in June. Now we're going to be able to talk about this with full details next week, but I thought it would be quite interesting to talk about it this week without knowing the full details, kind of like saying what we're going to expect, what to think of it, stuff like that. So the Summer of Pain finally is here. It was turning into a huge meme at this point. Summer of Pain, Spring of Suffering, whatever else, Winter of Misery, and I don't know, Autumn of Onslaught. Whatever.
Well, yeah, whatever. Spring of, we thought it may be Spring of Suffering. Who knows? It's like, come on.
But anyways, it ends up being Summer of Pain yet again, because we went through all 4 seasons. Finally, it arrived.
It was delayed due to COVID. Let's just say that.
Yeah. And
so I don't know.
So what do you think of the structure?
You want to start?
About a new fight every single week? I personally love it, and as a content creator, I love it. As a content creator, I think it's gonna be so cool because every week I'm gonna have a fresh, cool fight. I can jump head on, make a guide, right? suggestions for.
I kind of feel
So yeah.
because the way they worded it, it's going to go June through August. You know, we get one single fight a week, and there's going to be solo objectives with it. So I wonder if the solo objectives will kind of be not as intense, but maybe similar to like the way the Karina challenges were.
Yeah.
where
I
it's
was thinking the
like-
same thing, like use only this 4-star or something like that. And
yeah,
I
like
look
that would
forward
be.
to it because that is automatically every week cool content, cool streams, cool videos, and I like challenges.
You won't get stale.
I like challenges.
And I have a feeling there's going to be a solo objective for doing all of them. You know, for every
probably
week,
something
like
quite
completing
cool.
all of them or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
And all of this stuff also sounds like it will probably have quite decent rewards.
I hope so. I don't, you know, with the way they've been hyping this up now for over a year, and the way that they've worded this, it makes me feel like it's not going to be like necessarily. I think it's going to be a cross between like variant plus like the Cavalier difficulty, but not as extreme as like Abyss.
Here we had
maybe
Autumn
a
of
little bit-
Agony. That's
Yeah,
better.
Autumn
That's
of
good.
Agony.
That's good. I like that.
Maybe that'll be the sequel. Maybe they'll
Yeah,
do
maybe that could be the
afterwards,
sequel.
But I'm hoping this event does well because again, it does handle a lot of the critique that we give as a community, having weeks whenever we have
Week
no new
3
content.
and 4 every month is there.
Yeah, having no new content.
Deadbeat. week.
Having no challenges because this
Yeah.
is going to be a different challenge every week. It almost is like the Summoner Showdown. Remember they had a different one every week, but it was like really extreme. I'm hoping it's not that level of extreme. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind a challenge. You know, I think it'll be good. Like I said, if they make it where it's accessible to pretty much everyone, or at least a Cavalier
Well, here's
level
the thing, though,
players.
because it's literally called Summer of Pain, and it's meant to challenge us. And I hope,
But it's a challenger, yeah,
I
yeah.
hope that this time, as a community, and this is not addressed towards Kabam. Because Kabam, I'm sure
No,
they're
no,
gonna
no.
make some of them BS. I hope some of them are gonna be fine. But I'm sure it's gonna be like it will have its ups and downs and stuff like that. And I actually don't want them to make it too easy. I can already
No,
expect
no.
some of them to be BS. But just for once, as a community, I hope that we understand that these are challenges. You're not entitled to finish or complete it. They're meant to be hard. Just because you're Thronebreaker or whatever does not mean that you necessarily deserve to be able to complete it. You know, if you play bad, you play bad. It's a challenge, you failed. Wait for the next one, kind of thing. And I just hope that is like, provided that it's not something like Mike's Revenge. Yeah, or like challenge,
no,
like,
as
use
long as
3-star
it's, that, I
Cyclops
was.
to defeat this I don't know, Labyrinth of Legends Maestro type of fight. Yeah.
Yeah, no. I'm hoping it's more in line with the celebrity challenges we've seen in the past with the boss rushes.
So long as
like
it's
those
reasonable,
kind of...
I hope the community just takes it on the chin, looks at it as a challenge, and doesn't really divulge into this entire the cash grab operation. Kind of like even with Karina challenges, right? The amount of people that bitched about them was insane. I think we had more people complaining about Korean challenges than we had more people actually playing Korean challenges.
You know, here's what I have to say. I know some of those challenges I can't do personally right now, but I'm not going to complain about it because I know that eventually I'm going to get to that level where I feel confident doing them more.
And I don't even mean it from a sense of where, yeah, Mike's Revenge is the shit challenge, right?
Yeah.
And the LOL challenges could have been designed better. But as an idea, it's amazing. And if you don't want to do them, if you can't do them, you don't have to do them. But you don't need to call all of the challenges a cash grab and them being shit. Because there are many that you can do without items or hardly any items. And yeah, for the rest of them, just like you approach Abyss, like you don't call Abyss an insane cash grab because you can't do it without items. You know what I mean?
Correct.
So versus,
correct.
I can definitely say that I didn't think that Labyrinth of Legends was 4-star Star-Lord only, or 4-star Inhumans, or Mike's Revenge were good challenges. They were not. They were shitty design challenges, at all means. But on the other hand, the one with Sabertooth, I liked it. It took 2.5 hours. It was very fun. We all know Sabertooth is quite capable. It took me like 28 revives to get it done. And again, you shouldn't have a mindset where you'd expect to pick up a 4-star Sabertooth and just blitz through whatever challenge they put in front of you. Where it's okay to use items, or it's okay for the content to be designed to ask for you to use items, so long as it feels good, so long as it isn't like, absolute BS. Like, I think Star-Lord 1 was taking it a bit too far, but I could appreciate the
There's
kind of
history
like
there, so it made
history
sense, but
behind
yeah.
it. I think Mike's Revenge 1 was stupid. I think Mike's Revenge 1
Mike's
would
Revenge
have
was
been
an
a good
asshole
challenge
move.
if it would have been get to the collector and deal 10% of damage or something like that. You know what I mean?
Or hell, or even allow you to use, because let's face it, like a 5 and 6 star of those are not exactly the best
No,
anyway.
like,
Just
what I
let you
mean,
use any
why I
star.
like the Mike's Revenge till the collector is because you had to time those Bane transfers perfectly, and it was a
Oh,
very
yeah.
skilled bit up until there, where you could get with a couple of revives if you played really well. And I liked that bit. I liked it. But it was completely
Yeah.
overshadowed and destroyed by a stupid collector fight, which takes like 40 revives.
Yeah, the revives made it insane.
Yeah.
It was just, I like I said, I think if they would have even just made it where you could do it with any of those Cyclops, that would have been fine. But the fact that they made you do it with a 3-star Cyclops and you had to have both on the team and all that stuff, it was just really,
Yeah, it just wasn't
it's
great.
too much. It's okay to know there's a joke there, but that's
It was a
bullshit.
joke taken far too far. I would want to see
Yeah, they've
Mike
taken
try
it
and
way
do
too
this
far.
challenge. How about that?
What's that?
I would want to see Kabam Mike try and do his own challenge.
Kabam Mike is barely Cavalier. He's not
Yeah, I
going to
know.
do anything.
But
He won't even
anyways,
try the solo campaign.
with these ones, I look forward to them a lot. But again, I do really hope that community understands that these are meant to be challenges. The clue is in the name. It's Summer Pain. It's not meant to be easy, or like glutton for punishment.
I hope.
So obviously, I'm
beyond
sure
hope.
I'm gonna criticize something there. I'm sure I'm gonna poop on some poorly designed fight. But as a whole, I think it's gonna be awesome.
I can already tell you the forums are still going to have people whining about it, but you know what? This is the time not to be entitled. We've been waiting for this. I think everybody's eagerly awaiting this. I want to have some fun with it. Hopefully it is fun. I hope it's challenging but fun, like where there will be like a key to it too, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. Similar to 7.2, I hope it rewards brain power.
Oh yeah, if it rewards brain power, this is going to be a summer of fun too.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
But we also have Grandmaster's
I'm
Gauntlet
hopeful.
coming in June.
Now that we know Grandmaster's Gauntlet should be for in-game players.
Yeah, because it literally starts with asking how many rank 3s you.
Yeah, which I'm scared of, because even though I've got like 9, I think now, or maybe 10, I can make like 2 or 3 more right now. I just need the resources, a little bit more of the resources, the tier 2 alpha of all things. Yeah, it's it's having me get a little what's the word? A little worried. But I think it'll be fun, hopefully. But it's going to start in June also, which again is great that they're going to have it whenever we don't have war and we don't have what do you call it? Yeah, thanks KTea for showing me all your fun stuff. But I think it'll be nice when we don't have war and we don't have Alliance Quest at the beginning of the month. So hopefully if they release it right at the beginning of the month, even if they don't release it at the beginning of the month, at least we're not going to be, most people aren't taking all their 6-star rank 3s into Alliance Quest.
Yeah,
even if you're doing map 7 with Epic, I usually do it with some 5-stars.
Besides, I think it's probably gonna last a while anyway. It's not like it's gonna be really long. And
no, I think it'll be there for a while. Yeah,
a day or something like that. It's not like you're gonna need a week or something to do it. I'll definitely do it as soon as it's out, because I'm stupid like that.
Oh, you will, KT? I didn't know you liked doing content when it first came out. You know.
But yeah, to me, the way it's written up, it sounds like an extra path of Abyss. So I hope it has rewards similar to Abyss completion. 6-star Awakening gem. Some 6-star crystal.
If they gave a 6-star Awakening gem for this, I'd be so happy. I'd be mad because why didn't they do it for 7.2?
Yeah,
but
I know. But well, maybe because they wanted to put it here. How about that? But
maybe.
In general, I'm saying because it literally reads as an extra path of Abyss. Got a bunch of 6-star rank 3s going untested. Need to feel the rush for Abyss of Labyrinth level difficulty again. The time has come for a fresh challenge. They literally reference Abyss of Legends in there. The reference needing rank 3 6-stars. They say it's 20 fights straight up, which is approximate length of a Path of Abyss. To me, it literally sounds like an extra Path of Abyss.
That's what I was thinking too. When I heard that, you know what I mean? It's like Abyss Plus, and I think they're gonna put it. I think they're gonna put it in the same place as Abyss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hope
Like,
so. I hope so.
the same
And
area.
I wonder if it's permanent. I hope it's permanent.
I think it's gonna be permanent. I think it's gonna be something that's gonna be permanent because Abyss is permanent. So why not have something? I mean, not everybody could do Abyss now. Why not have something for them in the future too? You know what I mean?
No, yeah, I do
Or
hope
something-
it's permanent. Because
you know
they
what we
don't
said?
say it's not permanent, so I assume it is. Like, you know what I mean? Because here
Well, right,
they
just like
specify the time, June till August. Everywhere else they specify like the exact timelines. Here it's just that it's coming into
but like what else I was thinking too is remember when we talked about Abyss and how there was nothing like leading up to Abyss?
Yeah.
Like there wasn't like the road to the abyss or
Yeah.
anything like that. I kind of feel like this can also be used as a first go of the abyss if you haven't done the abyss yet. It may be a little tougher than like the easy path, but it'll get you used to those fights. where you
Well,
can
it
take any
also kind of
path, you know
depends
what
what the rewards are and whether it's worth it compared to the initial completion of it.
That could be it too. Yeah,
That's why I'm
yeah,
saying it
that could be it.
should have, let's say, rewards at the same level as completion of Abyss. If it is literally like a path.
If it is, yeah. I would be happy. And now I don't think they'll give us if they give us an awakening gem, I really don't feel like we're gonna get a generic.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be awesome.
But yeah, I agree with that. I think it should be the same as doing like the easy path of Abyss. You know what I mean? Your first
so I
time
definitely look
completing
forward to all of this stuff, man. And June's nearly here, man. It's 23rd of May, right?
Yeah.
So
It's 23rd of May. You know I'm looking forward to June, right?
yeah, I know.
Okay, well, good. I know you're looking forward to July
I
for
am
2
looking
reasons.
forward to July, yes. Right.
Anyway, for those that don't know, KT's birthday is in July and mine's in June, so we're both cheeky.
Yes, we're getting old.
Yeah, we're actually 1 decade older than I'm older than him. We're a decade apart from each other is what
Yeah,
I'm trying to say.
yeah, we're pretty much exactly 10 years apart.
10 years in a month, but yes.
Yeah. But yeah.
But yeah,
Anyhow,
I'm looking forward to both
I
these
think
contents.
that's about it. I think the next time we do this again, next following Sunday,
We're gonna have a lot of info.
we're gonna have a lot of information about all the happenings of June and champion abilities and reworked abilities. So we're gonna have a ton of things to discuss. So do not miss next week. Obviously, in between now and next week, there's gonna be a crap ton of streams and crap ton of videos. So you should hit crap ton of like buttons on everything I upload because you're awesome like that, and I'm quite alright myself too. So I think we definitely need to say a huge thank you to Mando for hanging with us.
No, thank you. I want to say thank you to KT. I want to thank everybody who's been helping KT out. If for those that don't know, just briefly, I've been out. First, it was because I was ill. Now it's because I have construction going on in my house. And this next week, not only do I have construction going on, I've got some doctor's appointments, which are just maintenance stuff. And then I have my 10-year wedding anniversary is Friday. So you won't see me Friday and maybe not Saturday. I'll be here for KT time, though. And obviously, I'll be here anytime during the week I can, barring not having power and such while they're working on stuff. But if you're in KT's line chat, I'll post a video I posted to everybody else in the members. I mean, not the members, the moderators chat that kind of showed
Mando's
what I'm dealing with
pipes
at
are
the
rusty.
home. Yeah, pipes are rusty would be an overstatement, but it's definitely kind of shitty right now. But yeah, definitely, I'm working hard to get back to normal. Hopefully, by the time June gets here, everything will be back to normal. We'll see. But thank you, KT, and everybody for being great. I apologize for that, but I'm always going to be here for KT time, and I'll always be here anytime I will. And thank you, Daenerys.
Okay, and yeah, also obviously shout out goes to Ultimate Mediocre Player Messiah, Kaliba, and Sendar for sending me a little something for burgers later. Anyways, we're back again at it tomorrow morning. We're gonna be trying to do the 4-star Shang-Chi challenge side questing for 10% TF5CC. I know you can cheese it, like do the quest with 5 stars or whatever, and then just finish off the boss with 4 stars. But we're gonna do it the proper way. We're gonna do it the Latvian way. We're only gonna bring in 4-star skill champions. We're gonna go and whoop everybody's ass 3 times in a row, I think, tomorrow morning. and perhaps have some other bit of fun. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today's KT time, and I shall catch you guys soon. So yeah.
See ya. You make me tongue-tied, tongue-tied. Why can't I tell you clearly? Tongue-tied.
Hello, guys, and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the